Hello and happy Monday if you are watching this on the day that I post it. Welcome. If you are new here, I would love to have you subscribe. I try to post a video twice a week, but definitely I can promise you once a week. We are in a very busy season right now, so once a week is probably more realistic, but I'm trying. My name's Ashley. I'm a mom of 4. We currently live in Northeast Ohio, but we just moved here from South Florida about 5 months ago, and we are originally from St. Louis, so we've kind of lived all over. This video has tons of cleaning motivation. I'm going to tackle a really big organizing project in the kitchen that I've been wanting to do. I'm going to do a little bit of painting, and I also am going to be selling some things on Facebook Marketplace and talking to you guys a little bit more about that later. So let's get into it. I'm going to start cleaning up the kitchen. This was filmed on a Friday, and I always like to get my house in really good shape going into the weekend because our weekends are definitely not for rest right now, not at this point in our life. We are like go nonstop on the weekends with sports and other like kid activities. So right now it's busy, but in the little amount of time that we are able to be at home on the weekends, I want it to be so enjoyable. So I want to get everything cleaned up. You can see our counters always get kind of crazy after the school rush and getting the kids off to school. So I was just going to get all that cleaned up and just start with the regular house stuff that needs to happen. And then I will get into the organization later on in the video. You'll see me talking on the phone. I know I'm talking on the phone a lot in my videos, but as I mentioned before, we are not from here, and so a lot of the time I'm on the phone with my mom or my friend Jordan. So I have a friend that we've been like best friends since we were probably 3 years old, and we both went to school to be teachers. She's actually an assistant principal now, and as you guys know, I stay home, but I did teach 3rd grade for 5 years, and so we started talking on the phone every single morning when we were driving to work way back when, probably about 10 years ago, and it just became our thing. And so every morning, pretty much without fail, even throughout like having babies and job changes and everything, like we've always kept our tradition of talking on the phone every morning, and it like just fills my cup and brings me so much joy. So if you don't have a friend that you have like regular phone conversations with, I encourage you to just pick up the phone and be the friend that makes the phone call, because it really is so nice to just be able to catch up. And even if we can't see each other often, like I feel like she's just right here with me and we're able to talk. So what better time than when I'm washing a cake pan to catch up with my best friend. notice that I got a new rug in here. If you notice, you're doing better than my husband because he's not noticed yet, but that's okay. Not necessarily a bad thing. So the other rug that we had in here, I did really like. I had bought that one at Costco, and I also bought this one at Costco, and it's actually on sale right now. I think it's like $40 off, but the other one was just, I felt like the pattern was a little too bold, and I'm very, very plain. Like I'm sure you can tell by looking around my house, and also like the things I wear. I like things to be pretty neutral. And I bought that last rug on a day like right before we were having people over. The one that we had before that was like really old, and we had actually gotten it from one of my really good friends in Florida. And so anyway, that one needed to be replaced, so we replaced it, and then I never really loved it, and so I went to Costco over last week, and I got this rug, and I'm really, really happy with it. It's just plain, it's like a cream color, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these chairs up because the robot mop that I have like runs over the chairs. If they were just a little bit heavier, I think it would be better because it would just maybe like block it, but they're like really, really lightweight, and so I always just put them up on my counter. But honestly, it takes 15 seconds, and it's probably a good thing because then the mop cleans underneath of where those chairs are. So I love this thing. It is on sale today. I actually, if you follow me on Instagram, I posted it in my Insta stories because it's on sale today. I have it linked in the description box. It is pricey, but if you have a lot of hardwood floors or tile in your house, like we bought this when we lived in Florida, and most people, at least the people that I knew in Florida, don't have carpet or don't have a lot of carpet. Maybe it's just in the bedrooms. And this thing saved me because I did not want to have to get out my mop and mop bucket every single day. So I run this thing pretty much once a day. I mean, I run it and then it charges, and then the next day I just run it again. We don't wear shoes in our house, but nonetheless, it gets dirty in here just from the kids like walking outside and then coming back in or jumping on the trampoline. So I love it, and it makes my house smell so good too because, you know, I put the pine sol in there. So now we are going to move on to some laundry, and then pretty soon I'm going to run downstairs and grab a bag of Halloween costumes that we've been accumulating over the years, and it's finally time to just get rid of those things and list them on Facebook Marketplace. Do you guys know the Truman Show, where that movie with Jim Carrey, where they like he's like his life is always being filmed, but he doesn't know it, and occasionally like his normal family will stop, like his wife will stop and, you know, do like an ad. Okay, I feel like that's me right now, but for real, you guys, you have to know about this product. I love it. I bought this at Costco, just like kind of on a whim. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Tide antibacterial fabric spray. I buy this for the smell alone. Like, it smells so good, so fresh. So every time that I wash my sheets, which I try to do like once a week. Usually I do it I always, while the sheets are in the washer and the mattress is just like, you know, open like this, I will spray this on there and then let it dry before I put the sheets back on. And it kills like 99.9% of bacteria, viruses. So even if you're not sick, it's always a good idea to kill germs on your bedding. So anyway, I'm just gonna go spray this all over and it will make my room smell so good. Guys, please do not judge me hard on this yard of mine. We moved in here at the very end of March, and that's when our house was finished being built. You can really only plant grass seed in Ohio like in, I guess, early summer or like in the fall. And so we are on the list. Someone is going to be coming and doing like a complete overhaul of our yard, but it took a long time to get on the list. So I don't know when it's gonna happen, hopefully sooner than later because it looks terrible, but we're gonna get there. So this is a project that I've kind of had on my to-do list for a long time. These are Halloween costumes that we've purchased over the years that our kids have, you know, first worn for Halloween, and then they have like used them just to play dress up. And they don't really play dress up anymore. They've just been sitting in this like storage bag in our basement for a while. So I thought, let me go ahead and get these listed on Facebook Marketplace while the market is like hot for them, because as you know, Halloween is like right around the corner. And it's been the perfect timing. So most of these costumes that I've listed on Friday, and now it's Monday when I'm doing the voiceover, these are pretty much all picked up by now, and I have like cash in hand. So it's nice. I love to do this, to just like go through and do the hard work, even though this isn't really hard work, but do the tedious job, I should say, of like taking the pictures, listing the items, getting them on Facebook Marketplace. Yes, sometimes it's annoying when people, you know, either like say they're gonna come and then they don't come, or ask a million questions that are like clearly listed in the post. I mean, it is a little bit of kind of annoyance sometimes, but it's also so nice to just have like cash in hand and kind of go use it for whatever you want. And it's kind of like free money because this stuff was just sitting in our basement, you know, collecting dust. So I went ahead and got all of these listed. It took me a little while, but it's done. And now I've made some cash off of this, and we are probably gonna blow it all at Starbucks, but whatever, we can do that guilt-free because it was just stuff sitting in our basement anyway.
All alone on the internet, but you don't seem to forget about yourself. About the trees and the seas, how it's all connected. flowers and the birds and bees, and all the lights, yeah, we're all affected.
Okay, almost finished with the listing of the costumes. And oh my gosh, this little Spider-Man costume is so cute. Foster dressed up like Spider-Man a couple years ago. It was so hard in Florida to dress up because it was so hot. And I feel like almost all Halloween costumes are like warm because in most places it is warm. But oh my gosh, my kids like almost passed out last year with these blow up T-Rex costumes and a blow up, what was it? A unicorn that Reese dressed up like. Oh my gosh, it was so hot. All right, so here's another project that I wanted to cross off my list. This threshold, for whatever reason, is like oak. And I think that our builder had intentions to come back and have the painter paint it black like our doors, but it never happened. And we did have a painter come back that our builder had sent, and he was amazing. He went like room by room with me, and he fixed every little like dent and ding on everything, windows, trim, walls. But this was a part that for whatever reason I forgot to point out to him, and he just did what I had shown him. So this was left, and I wasn't gonna like call the builder again because honestly it was my own fault. So this paint was left over from whenever he had painted. He had done all of the painting and then he left the paint can. So I went ahead, I got out an artist brush. I'm checking my phone constantly because my phone was going nuts after I had posted all of those Halloween costumes. So I was like selling them and setting up stuff with them while I was doing this. And Foster was also home this day because it was Friday. So he's going to come over here in a minute. He wanted to help me paint. And as much as I was cringing, like, please don't spill the paint on the rug, he didn't. And I let him do it a little bit and he felt so special. So we are going to get this painted and then start the organization. So another thing that you guys usually see me do when I film on a Friday is to clean our bedding. There is nothing better than getting into your bed on a weekend when you can kind of sleep in. I wouldn't say we really get to sleep in because we always have sports on Saturday mornings, but sleep in more than I do when I get up throughout the week, which is at 5 a.m. So yeah, got my bedding put back on. You guys know I always put my fitted sheet on wet and just like let it dry on my bed because it dries super fast, and I feel like it holds the smell a lot better. So, my face here. I just had to like leave that clip in because real life, like sometimes when I'm doing these projects, I definitely bite off more than I can chew. And I'm like, why did I do this on the day that Foster was home? This was the dumbest idea. So I think I talked in my last video about how I hate the way that these cups are just like stacked in here. In order to get to whatever's in the back, you have to like knock over a bunch of cups that are in the front, and there's just straws everywhere. Clearly we have too many cups, but like we do sort of use them. All 4 kids bring a cup to school every day. We also then bring them to sports practices and cheerleading games and all of that. So, you know, I like to have multiple cups. We have a little ice maker, and I'm always like filling up a cup with ice because I chew on it, which is a story for another day. I shouldn't do that. I know it's bad for my teeth, but that's the reality. So anyway, I'm usually using a cup for that, and then Brian takes like a cup with him with coffee in the mornings. But with all that being said, I did fill an entire like large shopping bag with cups that I donated that we really like never reach for. And then I ended up taking some things off of the shelves that are in this little area. So for those of you that are new, this area of our house, it's called the messy kitchen. I always feel kind of silly saying that because I don't even really know what a messy kitchen is, but that's how it was listed when we bought our house. It's basically just like a butler's pantry that is behind our actual kitchen, and it's amazing. Like I love having it. I love having the shelving. I love having like all that counter space with the outlets in there so that I don't have to have anything on the counters in our actual kitchen, and I'm able to just keep that looking really good. But when we got our boxes from the moving truck on the day that we got the truck here, it's like I was just throwing things places, and I didn't really know in practicality how we would use our kitchen and how we would use that messy kitchen because I've never had one before. And so yeah, after living here a while, I realized that I don't love having the cups in that cabinet, and I don't love having like all of the snacks in those brown baskets in the messy kitchen. The reason being is if my kids can't see the snacks, they just don't really eat them. Like they know certain baskets have certain things, like they knew where the applesauce was and stuff like that. But some of those baskets held like meal things. So they would pull a basket out hoping that it was snacks and it would be, you know, spaghetti sauce, or they would they just wouldn't know where things were. So long story long, sorry guys, I'm going to turn the cabinet where the cups were into all of the snacks. So it's going to be easy, like when we need to pack a snack bag for sports or when we need to pack lunches for school, everything is going to be right there. And then in the messy kitchen on that open shelving, I'm going to put some Lazy Susans with all of our like Yeti cups and reusable like Hydro Flask cups, because I think it's going to be a little bit easier to access. So I bought these at Target. I love them. They can go in a fridge, or obviously I'm using them here for like snacks in the pantry. I couldn't fit 2 across. I wish I could have, but I'm gonna kind of fill in the space around those with other like acrylic bins. And then our top shelf is gonna be cereal. And then, yeah, I'm going to fill in the rest with just like applesauce, fruit snacks, chips, all the stuff that we use every day. I have no idea why we have this much macaroni. Our kids do like macaroni, but this is a little bit overkill. I love to shop at Costco, and yeah, I guess we had just restocked our mac and cheese, but I ended up making these baskets into more like meal type baskets. So I have one obviously full of macaroni, and then this one next to it, I'm gonna put like rice, pasta, soup mixes, things like that. At this point in the afternoon, it was probably about 4 p.m. You can see that I've already opened up a glass of wine here because I was over it with this project. Like, I was hot, I was done, I was tired. I still had a lot of night ahead of me of like taking kids to the football game and stuff. And I was just like, why did I start this? So I'm wrapping up the project. It's not necessarily like going to be perfect, but I needed to get it finished because, as you saw, there were like 40 cups on the counter and I needed to just get things put away. So I'm happy now with the way things turned out. I have had to tweak it a little bit over the weekend because like I ended up getting the Lazy Susans and I put the cups in there, but you'll see, like, I'm getting the baskets somewhat organized and I know where everything is, and I am much more likely to get in and like pull out dinner prep materials in these baskets than my kids were to pull out snacks, if that makes any sense. They can see the snacks better in these clear acrylic ones, and they're just like right at their level. I also didn't love that the baskets were like kind of being pulled in and out a lot in the messy kitchen on that like white painted open shelving, because I know that like over time I'm going to like chip up the paint by doing that. So by like not having the kids doing it to get their snacks, I think it's gonna be just better. Like, it's not gonna be they're not gonna be pulled in and out quite as frequently because I'm just pulling them out for dinner prep. This was a ton of work for what I actually was doing it for, but I wanted to be able to put our Ninja Foodie air fryer down here so bad. I have all these other appliances in here, and the way that the shelf was, I couldn't fit it. So I just like took every single thing out. This was just a little micro annoyance that I was like, I'm just going to deal with it. It wasn't hard. It's just kind of tedious to like take everything out, but oh my gosh, I'm so happy that the air fryer can fit in here because it like hung off the lip of the shelf in the messy kitchen and it drove me nuts. Okay guys, here is the finished product. I know it kind of looks like a mess still, but that's because we have so many snacks and we will go through all of these. It won't take us long. So we have cereal on the top shelf, and then the next shelf down is just granola bars and fruit snacks and then some applesauce. The next one's like cookies, and then we have like nuts and different granola pouches. And then this is all these like bare dried fruits. We have pretzels and then crackers, and then this down here is all like just chips. So I like how this cabinet turned out. It was actually really nice this morning. Oh, and then these are the drink mixes. It was nice this morning to have all the snacks there since we prepare lunches on this counter behind me. So I have not cleaned off this counter yet. Don't look at that. But this is what we have going on these shelves. So we still have like some well, this isn't really snacks, but just random like baking supplies, peanut butter. I might get some more of these baskets. These baskets are all from Target and I love them because I feel like they fit the space perfectly. They are, I mean, I like the way that they look and they actually hold a lot. So probably get more of these, and then I'll maybe like do something different with the spices. I don't really know. This is not well thought out at all up here. This is just like oil, lemon juice, maple syrup. This bread box is full of goldfish. So very unorganized, but I went over the weekend. I did get some turntables, so I like this. It's a better use of space than having them all lined up, because when I go to put them away, then I'm not needing to like reach behind and stack them a certain way. Might get more turntables for like the plastic ones, and then I still might kind of pare this down. I don't really know. Like I could probably get rid of like this one. I don't know. We'll see, but we're getting there. I also put this stuff. These are all the Yeti cups that are like the shorter ones and the coffee cups. So I also might get rid of these just because we don't really use those. We usually use the Yeti ones, and I don't love having a bunch of cups with straws because I feel like it's a pain to clean them. So this is what's going on in here. It's better, it's getting there. It's not totally finished, but I wanted to show you where I was with it for right now. It for today, guys. I love you so much for being here. Thank you so much, and please subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you.